Guys, what's going on? This is Dave Tilley. We're back talking about probably the number one problem that I treat people for is low back pain and stress fractures in gymnasts. And there's a lot of things that cause stress fractures, right? There's going to be clearly overuse is the number one thing. The work to rest ratios are off. We're not counting how many hyperextension skills our athletes are doing, right? And that's really important with a formal strength conditioning program and screening these things early, which we've talked about in other videos. But I think one of the number one things that goes wrong when kids are young is they actually don't get taught how to bend back the right way, right? Whether that's going to be shoulder or hip flexibility, which is going to be covered extensively in some online training that I do, right? But some kids are really naturally mobile and they just don't learn how to do a back extension the right way from a very young age. They don't learn a back walkover the right way or a front walkover right the way. That becomes a back handspring. That becomes super high level skills down the road, like your chankos and packs and things like that. If you don't teach them early how to do this, they're going to have always that hinge point from their lower back. It doesn't matter how much strength and flexibility you do. If you let them get cleared from medical providers, if they go back to the gym, they're going to always have back pain because they've never developed the strength and the control to use their entire body together. So we'll go extensively in a long lecture about how do you get shoulder flexibility, how do you get hip flexibility, what strength exercises should you do, what flexibility exercises are going to be helpful for this. But the basic thing that everybody should probably be doing is screening athletes for how they bend backwards. So Heather's a good example here. She used to have back pain and we kind of helped her get through it with a lot of these drills. So she's going to kneel and we're going to go this way, right? She's going to do it wrong the first way, right? So arms go up and you say, let me just bend back and tap the wall. She moves a lot from her lower back here, right? And some of these younger kids are just kind of stretching to impress. They're like, hey, look what I can do. I can bend my back in half. Like, it's cool and it's good to use in gymnastics, but it's definitely not what you want to load in a long-term strategy. So instead, what we want to try to do is we want to make sure that we have our shoulders and our hips being more of the dominant motion. So reach back with your shoulder blades and reach back with your hips. You can see that she gets to the wall, right? But she gets it from equal parts, upper, lower, and middle, right? So one more, shoulders, hips. Good. And they should be doing this by squeezing their core, using their glutes, and using their upper back, right? So you can relax. So we'll go into it in depth about a couple other videos about shoulder flexibility, upper back strength, hip flexibility, glute strength, and trying to work on this together with maybe like med ball slams or some tall kneeling drills. But just watching people bend backwards, you have to be on top of them and be really stickler about that because it could be the difference between them doing thousands and thousands of repetitions the wrong way, causing a back fracture, or it could be someone who can get back in gymnastics safely because they know how to control that force.